What's up everyone, Josh with DJ Tech Tools here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Everse 8 from Electro-Voice and how we used it to create a completely portable and battery powered DJ rig for all this fun weather that we have coming up in the spring and summer. All right, so before we get into all the technical details about what makes the Everse 8s really cool, we wanted to show you how truly compact they are for mobile setups and all kinds of off-the-grid applications. As you can see, we easily fit two Everse 8s, a controller, and everything needed for a pretty rad party right here inside this foldable cart. Let's get this rig set up and give it a spin. Here is our fully portable DJ rig. As you can see, we have no batteries or generators or anything connected to power it. It's completely independent. I've paired up the Pioneer DDJ Rev 1 with the Everse 8 because it's bus powered, which means that I don't have to plug it into anything. It draws all the power it needs from the laptop. So what's so unique about this setup is that the Everse 8 actually has a USB-C charging port on the back, and we're using that charging port to power this tiny Ska Pro receiver called Rush. What Rush enables us to do is send a Ska Pro signal, which is about 19 milliseconds, to the speaker from our controller. For reference, a wired connection is about 5 to 10 milliseconds, and Bluetooth can float anywhere from 30 milliseconds all the way up to 300 milliseconds. So Bluetooth is really not reliable or fast enough to use for pro DJ applications like monitoring, scratching, finger drumming, or anything like that. But with Ska Pro, we're able to send that reliable, consistent, fast signal without any batteries. Of course, we can also run this setup with cables with no issues. It won't really detract from the portability of the setup. We just happen to think it's really cool to not have any cables to trip over when you're out at the park or, say, throwing a Renegade. You want to have a monitor placed further away. And of course, you always have tripping hazards when you have cables running outside. So with a full battery on my 2021 MacBook Pro, I should be able to play for about 8 hours continuously with no issues. Of course, we can also extend that with a portable power bank. It is also worth noting that the Everse 8 is IP43 rated. That means it's resistant to a whole bunch of different types of weather and is perfect for the outdoor gigs that we're talking about. I've always been a fan of Electro-Voice because they deliver such a wide range of products that fill any DJ or pro audio need. And they also come in at a bunch of different price points, so they're affordable for everyone. I use the Evolve 50s for my mobile and corporate gigs, and I'm always getting compliments on how cool and sleek they look. Not to mention, they really know how to make a very loud cabinet that does not distort. I'm planning on adding the Everse 8s as my mobile DJ monitors, and let me tell you why. It's about 15 pounds, and at just over 15 inches tall and less than a foot wide, it's a truly mobile solution for all DJs. If you have the mobile app enabled, it will also send you a push notification when the speaker goes into standby mode, which can be very handy for those situations where you've lost signal but didn't realize it. I took a pair of Everse 8s with me on a corporate gig to give them a test in the wild, and I definitely was not disappointed. My first thought was, wow, these things are loud and very, very clear. I set one speaker up as a wireless satellite for the client's lounge area using a Ska Pro setup, and the other for my personal monitor. I can set this thing up for just about any scenario I can imagine in seconds, but you can get way deeper in the menu for both on the back of the speaker and inside of the app, which is going to be great for live musicians. One of my favorite features that EV has employed across multiple product lines is their extremely easy to use and set up DSP or digital signal processing. The music preset is intended for recorded music playback. To my ears, this setting is the most neutral, and it doesn't seem to affect the input signal a whole lot. Live is designed for live musicians like string quartets, jazz trios, settings that you might find at a wedding. It's also great for guitars, for bar gigs, stuff like that. Speech is specially designed to accentuate the mids, and it's great for a super quick setup for anything like a PA announcement, anywhere that's going to be really mic heavy. Last setting is club, and this is the setting that I use the most. A little bit lower, heavier on the lows, and on the highs, it's kind of a U-shaped EQ curve, which means it's really crispy. This is the setting that I recommend for most DJs. The speaker comes on music by default, so you might want to change that right off the bat or dive in and experiment a little bit. The Everse 8 can be connected over Bluetooth. The connection seems to be very reliable and stable and sounds nice and full. Where Everse really differs, and Evie has stepped up the game, is its link control. So you can link two Everse together over Bluetooth and set them to true stereo left and right. As soon as I switched it over to link mode and panned the speakers to where they were left and right, and this is super easy inside of the app, I immediately noticed that the sound got more clear and full and distinguished. Not that it sounded bad before, but the mono summing kind of brings all of those effects in modern recorded music to the center channel. When they're spread out, it's naturally more appealing to the ear. Part of the EV secret sauce is the extremely efficient Class D Dynacord amplifiers that are inside the Everse 8 and across their other high-end speaker lines. These amps are more reliable, they draw less power, and they generate less heat. They also put out a massive 400 watts, which is super impressive for this tiny cabinet considering the rest of the competition in the same price range and size range only put out about 150 watts. The last thing that we're going to mention is the battery life. You can get 6 hours out of it at peak volume off of one charge, or 12 hours at a nominal volume. I tested this myself at a corporate gig, and I think it's pretty spot on. At about 6 hours, I had made it just over about halfway through the battery. This new generation of battery-powered speakers has me really inspired to go get outside and play. I hope it inspires you as well. Of course, you can find links in the description to all the products we talked about here today. And drop us some comments with other cool battery-powered setups or places where you've seen other people play outside. One more time, this is Josh with DJ Tech Tools, and we'll see you next time.